Games come thick and fast. 3 game weeks in a matter of 7 days. 14 just finished, 15 around the corner. You're listening to Talking Tactics, your one-stop shop for all things EPL SuperCoach. Deadly, my friend. It is chaotic. It's midweek fixtures, it's rotations, it's players we thought were nailed that are not. It's Mohamed Salah getting a rest in 13, then playing half a game in 14. It's Bukayo Saka not playing in 14. It's a lot of happenings, mate. Decent little scores carried by one Norwegian striker, and it wasn't Rasmus Højlund, so not too bad.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it could have been a lot better. I felt like I avoided all the benchings and whatnot, but then I was awake and ended up benching Saka, who was on the bench, and then came on and scored a junk time goal, and that really killed me. Avoided, the likes of Eze and all those sorts of boys that got benched, but I'm going to be honest, I'm very disappointed in the score I put up with what I had. It could have been a lot better.
Yeah, you finished on 127. I also sort of got away with the benchings. I didn't have anyone come off the bench. I did have 2 zeros. Both my Chelsea boys, Sanchez and Kukurea, both combining 4-0. Obviously, Saliba was up in the air. And if listeners remember, I was sort of tossing and turning what to do there. Mohamed Salah came off the bench. Thankfully, I had João Pedro up my sleeve, which, I got 6 points instead of 3, so it's not a huge amount. I ended up making one trade in the middle of the week. I did bench Tijani Reinders, and after the 16, and obviously the 26 from Erling Haaland, I needed a loop, and at the time, Saliba wasn't guaranteed, and I did want Tijani Reinders' points, so I sold Jared Bowen, bought in Moises Caicedo, just for that loop, and then to get Reinders off the bench. Bowen obviously got the assist, not ideal, but hey, I looked down at a 52 captain, which has been my biggest for the year, and it's generally been the other way around for me. I've generally VC'd someone and captained Haaland and taken the VC, and he's punished me. So it's nice to be on the other end. But yeah, not too bad for me, mate. 137. It does feel sort of below par. I was surprised to see me lose rank. I only lost 30 spots or so. It's nothing crazy. But yeah, just slipped outside the top 1K. You're just in 3.5. But plenty to chat about, because you and I are both really at struggle street when it comes to trades this week. And I'm sure we'll touch on that later in the episode. But let's have a look at the game week review. We're going to look at the key scorers, the stat highlights, the injuries, and rotation risks. And boy, there were plenty of those. The eye test standouts, and most importantly, people we've got on the watch list.
We'll have a look. Of course, we'll have a look.
Yeah, it was a thick and fast game week, mate. Started off with your boys up the Everton. Bournemouth 0, Everton 1. Jack Grealish, after we slandered him last week and said he's a sell, comes out, top scores for the game, 17 points, 1 goal, kisses the badge. Let me tell you, mate, when it comes to lone players, I've got my own experiences with Jesse Lingard. Never fall in love with a lone player, but I would like to think Everton bring him back.
Yeah, I mean, we've got the clause to bring him over, 40 mil, and I think Moyes would be pretty silly to not take that up at this stage. He's been a bit of a revelation for us, Jack Grealish. Just a bit of flair on the left side, which we haven't had for a long, long time. So, yeah, it's nice to see Jack get back on the score sheet and keep providing for hopefully his long-term new club. But, yeah, we definitely do need some changes around him. But I'm hoping, we do bring him back and we keep it pushing.
Just on that deep cut of Jesse Lingard, I almost forgot about him, but it does pay me. Bournemouth, mate. The next top scorers, nothing really exciting in a 1-0 game. It's Tarkowski, 13 points with a clean sheet, and Pickford, 12 points with a clean sheet. Bournemouth, after flying high, 1-0, 3-2, 2-2, 4-0, 3-1, 1 point in their last 5 games. The wheels have definitely come off, and the fixtures are nowhere near as tough as they once were for Bournemouth. But yeah, they were not great. There was some rotation risks. There's Tyler Adams. There's Urogmaima. They'll both miss next game, picking up 5 yellow cards. Senesi does return from suspension. I think that's a big inclusion for Bournemouth, obviously having Senesi back. But yeah, maybe the toll of losing pretty much their entire back four from last year is finally catching up to them. Semenyo's fallen off a cliff drastically. We keep talking about buying him when he bottoms out, but there might be some more money to fall and a guy to look at once inevitably finds form once again. Jack Grealish obviously played well. James Garner has been absolutely unreal this season for Everton, and they really dominated the game. You'd expect Bournemouth at home to be the ones that really push forward and take the initiative to try and win this game, but 0.5 XG, I wouldn't say like Everton played fantastic. They played well, but like Bournemouth just didn't really offer anything, which is a shock. We did speak about last week dropping Evan Nilsson and bringing in Cooper Jr., which they did, but it didn't really change a whole lot. But Bournemouth stink. You've put here no Everton player is an option. Not KDB. Keenan Drisbury Hall, weird price. Grealish, weird price. Illiman and Dye has sort of dropped off a cliff in terms of his production. They're the three that you really want. The rotation up front is still a bit weird. So, yeah, no Everton players, but you've still got Semenyo on the watch list. I assume that's just pedigree and price coming down.
Yeah, it is a bit. And I feel like he's been a bit unlucky. He probably could have got an assist in this game. He's just had a bit of shit luck, to be honest. The lids are definitely back on for Bournemouth after, being as high as second midway through the campaign so far. Back down to 14th. But I do expect Semenyo to have a bit of a bounce back. He's too good of a player to not keep producing. He was never going to replicate that absolutely monster start he had, but I feel like once at the price now, he's definitely worth the buy. So definitely one I'm still looking at.
Next game, boy howdy, what a doozy. Fulham 4, Manchester City 5 with an XG of a tick over 3 for the entire game. So it's an absolute worldie scored. 3 XG for a 9-goal game. Foden top scored 28 points, 2 goals. Again, 2 back-to-back monster game weeks for him. Erling Haaland 26 points, 1 goal, 2 assists. And Chukwueze 19 points and 2 goals. Yeah, this game was end-to-end. It was great for the neutral, great for Phil Foden owners, great for Erling Haaland owners. Not so great for Manchester City defender owners or a Donnarumma owner or just anyone in the back line. But this game had absolutely everything, and Phil Foden starting to show everyone why I rate him as highly as I do. I was just too early. I told everyone to get on in like game week 9, but I was just a touch too early, and now he's absolutely bossed it. Pep has come out and said multiple times that Phil Foden is a guy that doesn't need rest. Like he's a guy that can play midweek games and can play on the weekends. It's just a case with Foden of the consistency and making sure he's up to Pep standards. But yeah, there's no one really off the top of my head that can come in and play the role that he's playing. I mean, Ryan Cherky can, but not good, not to the level that Phil Foden can. And we're seeing the form that won him PFA Player of the Year a couple of years ago, and now he's 12.5 million. He's on the tip of everyone's tongue, and he's a guy that that 2 co-hosts of this podcast are ripping their teams up to try and find a way to get in. So he's hitting form at the right time. Manchester City's fixtures are great. We know with Pep, this guarantees 30-minute cameo off the bench next week for absolutely no reason. So if you're going to buy Foden, obviously keep that in mind. But mate, this game was a doozy.
Yeah, a weird one, to be honest. Plenty of screamers, plenty of just weird moments, to be honest. The defense just didn't exist for a good part of this game. And just touching on Phil Foden, when he's on a tear, oh my God, he is unstoppable, to be honest. He's a very form player, very streaky player. Like he has his bad games, but once he's on, he's easily the best player in the league, and he's really hitting that form right now. And yeah, Sunderland, Palace, West Ham next 3. It's bloody hard to avoid him, even though it's 12.2 mil for him.
Yeah. I think there's a Chelsea game in there, but after that, like even in between that, like the fixed stuff that are really, really good as well. So yeah, very, very streaky player. Him, Mateta, both guys that come to mind when you think of just absolute game breakers or any kind of fantasy format. Huge Phil Foden fan. The listeners of this podcast will know that on me. Alex Iwobi was really good as well. He's been really good for Fulham all year. He's been sort of their shining lights. I'm not going to say the big one, but an interesting talking point, Tajani Reinders. We spoke about him last week not being a sell because the price had bottomed out enough where the upside was there, and we finally did get a nice return from him. He comes in with a -8 break-even, 5.33 million. Not a guy that I'm looking at buying because the attacking chances are taken up by Foden and Doku, but a guy that does like to get forward and back. And Rodri, I think Pep said in an interview that Rodri's back sometime soon, which would likely free up Reinders and play a little bit more further forward when he is on the pitch. So if you have him, well done. If you started him, even better. And if you brought him off the bench for an AE, then you've done well there as well. Do we really break the 10 part to get Foden? 12.2 million. He's got a very, very negative break even and a very, very good set of fixtures. I was looking at like an Ollie Watkins, and he's got like a -20 break even, but he plays Arsenal this week. Whereas Foden is the opposite, minus break even, really good long-term fixtures, really good player. It's a lot of cash to spend, but midfield has been so dire this week, this year. There's Bruno, there's Minte, and before last week, that was it. Bowen maybe puts his hand back up, but midfield has been a little bit gross. So 12.2 million deadly. I know that you're finding it very hard to get him in, but you can't stop people not doing it.
Yeah, no, if you can do it, 100% do it. Like, there is no doubt in my mind that he will continue this form for at least the next few weeks until Pep inevitably benches him for no reason. But, mate, he is unreal when he's on, and he's on right now, and this is a guy you're going to want to really, really try and get. So if you have an easy way to get him, do it. Don't even think about it. If you're like me and you quite literally have to rip the team apart and kill all the core of it, yeah, look, I'm still really thinking about it, but at this stage, Phil Foden looks like I'm anti-potting, which scares me to the daylights.
For me, it wasn't just the 2 goals. Like, yeah, that's great, but 3 tackles, 1 clearance, 1 headed clearance, 3 interceptions, 5 recoveries,
He got DEFCON points in FPL. He got DEFCON points.
Yeah, he was on one, and it was a game where I didn't expect DEFCON to happen when you see 9 goals. But look, if you've got money spare, then absolutely do it. I brought in Moises Caicedo last week just to loop to get Reinders on the field, and I'm very much looking at selling him this week. So yeah, we'll talk about that when we come to it. So he's a guy that you give me any excuse to own Phil Foden, and I'll do it. But let's move on to Newcastle 2, Tottenham 2. This was another cracking game, end to end, first minute to the 90th minute. Christian Romero, 31 points, 2 goals. Nick Voltemade, 14 points and an assist. Bruno Guimaraes, 13 points and a goal. Nothing from the injury standpoint, which was good. But yeah, this game did deserve to be a draw, despite the XG suggesting 2.04 to 0.75. But yeah, Tottenham just love to leave these ones late. Dan Burn was really good. You put here Salah, Harvey Barnes. Yeah, we sort of mentioned it was a very, very short-term fixture. Malik Diaw came back to earth. Mohamed Kudus finally got back on the score sheet, and Bruno Guimaraes was really good off the bench as well. Yeah, the big important thing, the big talking point is Nick Voltemade, 7.2 million with a -6 break even. Now, I don't know. I don't know how to feel, because we had Johan Visser go to AFCON, then pull himself out. I don't know when we're looking like, is it post-Christmas, this Visser debut for Newcastle? They're playing with the 2 up top. Is Voltemade going to be playing more as like a false 9 with the 2 up top, which is sort of where he thrived at previously? It's a tough one, but 7.2 mil. I know a lot of people are looking at moving off of João Pedro, moving off of Mohamed Salah. Don't hate it if you can't afford like a Saka.
Yeah, the big thing for me is I like the fixtures for Voldemarte. It's forward line's just been another one that's been weird. Like, it has been good in spurts, and then you've got guys like Saka and Haaland that you can trust them, and then there's sort of just a bit of a blank spot in the third forward where you just can't really trust anyone. And yeah, I mean, Voldemarte you probably can't trust when Visser is back, but he's in good form at the minute, and I'll be honest, yeah, he's another guy I'm still looking at. I think there is, the fixtures are good enough to take the punt on him. Could even chuck a sneaky captaincy on him if you vice captain Haaland this week, but we'll talk about that later on. Fixtures are good. Burnley, Sunderland, Chelsea United, not great, but they've been shaky as of late. Burnley, Palace, Leeds, Wolves. It sounds very good for Newcastle. And yeah, Voldemarte, also another one that's in form. Yeah, I'm not going to talk you out of him, especially.
Yeah, Game Week 15 is a really interesting one, because for any keen eyes out there, Game Week 15 is the exact opposite of Game Week 19. So it'll be Newcastle playing Burnley at St James, and then in Game Week 19, it's Burnley playing Newcastle at Turf Moor, and that's the case for every single club as well. So yeah, if you like fixtures now, you're going to get a double up in the next 5 weeks. But still, like, Burnley at home, Sunderland in that big derby. Chelsea at St James, which is good. United at Old Trafford's fine. Burnley again. Palace, who have been sort of shaky. Gallasner was just running the same 11 into the ground. Leeds, Wolves, Villa, and Liverpool have been shaky. Brentford, Tottenham. Basically, there's one fixture I don't love up until now, until 27. But even 27's Manchester City, and who just shipped 4 to Fulham. So, look, I'm really struggling to make it work with Foden and Saka. I definitely could be tempted to save 2 million, not have to rip my team up, not have to buy Alex Scott, and get Nick Voltemade. So yeah, absolutely keen on him. Also provides a stat that is on FootMob, which is XV, which is just X vibes. So guys who really
got a lot of vibes about him.
A guy to really enjoy watching. Arsenal 2, Brentford 0. This game was boring as fuck, and that's just
I enjoyed it.
Oh, it's just a tale of Arsenal. They play to get 3 points and they move on. And that's what you want from a title. It's all well and good for the neutral to sit there and watch Manchester City be involved in a 9-goal thriller. But what was this in the 85th minute? And Arsenal are up 1-0 because of a set piece again. It's just.
Yeah, I feel like the 9-goal thriller the day before probably didn't help this game's case of being a good one, to be fair.
No, but it's always a good day when R9, when Brazilian Ronaldo top scores with 25 points, 1 goal, 1 assist for
Mate, I don't think I'm ever going to live down the fact that I brought him to you 3 weeks ago, and since then he's been probably the best player in the league.
What a guy.
Hang on, what's he got the past 3 weeks? So I remember I brought him to your attention at 5.1 million. Since then, he's scored 11, 15, and 25, and he's now 9.5 million. You'll see in the first line of the eye test notes, I said Mikel Moreno might be better than R9 at this rate, which I think's outrageous to say.
How many Premier League goals has R9 scored? So
yeah, exactly.
Mikel Moreno scored more Premier League goals than R9 and Messi combined. So it's just guy. I'll tell you what, Ben White might be the greatest SuperCoach player of all time. Played 1 game, scored a 9. Didn't play for another 12 weeks. Played another game, scored a 24. Assist and a clean sheet. And Ricardo Calafiori, 16 points with a clean sheet as well. With this one, William Saliba we knew he picked up that knock, and we were sort of sweating a little bit. In classic Mikel Arteta fashion, said, I don't have an answer for you. I don't know. And we had to pray for lineups. Thankfully, we got those in time, and Saliba was out. And Trossard also didn't play. Saka, Jurriën Timber, and Eberechi Eze were all benched this game. Don't panic. It's not a form thing. It was just a midweek fixture that they rotated in.
So many games that they just have to. And they said it on commentary a whole bunch of times, and I agree with them. You can chuck absolutely anyone just replace anyone with their counterpart, and their team's just as good. Like you take out Eze, you put in Odegaard. It's just as good. You take out Saka, you've got Noni Madueke, who I thought was really good. The only real concern for Arsenal right now is their lack of centre-backs, but good thing for them that they've transitioned 2 main centre-backs into right-backs over the past few years, so they can shuffle Ben White. It's funny,
you lose Gabriel and Saliba, which is probably the best pairing in Europe. And you've got Ben White, you've got Calafiori, who can play at centre back. You've got Nketiah, you've got Mosquera. You can probably put Jurriën Timber, at right centre back if you had to. So it's just ridiculous. The only big concern for Arsenal out of this game was Declan Rice off with a calf complaint, and most likely is probably rested against Leeds this week, considering we do have Champions League coming back in a week and a half. So that would be way more important for Arsenal. And
so I was just touching on that Rice one before the game. I actually thought he was going to get benched as well. I was looking at sort of all the Arsenal fans on Twitter. They love to run Twitter, Arsenal fans. They're all talking about how Rice probably needed the rest before Saka. And with this, extra calf complaint, I don't think it's anything too much to worry about. I think it's more of a cramp thing, but definitely going to add to his stocks to get rested this weekend. And I don't know if he even plays, to be honest. I feel like he's just going to be a full-on rest against Leeds. Probably appears on the bench. But yeah, Rice, definitely one that you're going to want to look out for when it comes to, the 11:30 kickoff, and make sure you're aware of it about 10:30 when the lineups come out. Good thing for them, they play the first game, so it'll be an easy transition if he does get benched or doesn't play. Pretty simple enough.
Yeah, that's the beauty. 11:30 kickoff. Teams will be out at 10 o'clock. I assume most people will be awake at 10 o'clock on a Saturday night. So you'll be able to see, if you do have it, Declan Rice, to see what happens. The question becomes, do you sell if he's named on the bench? If he's not named at all, obviously you've got no fear of cash loss. But yeah, they're questions that we can ask later on. Igor Thiago was benched for Brentford. Picked up a knock. We discussed this last week, and it was weird to see him come off the bench. Like, you'd expect him to just not
that's
play,
the main thing.
I think they were chasing the game, and they were just, look, we'll chuck him on and hope for the best. I've got no real concerns if I owned. What do you do with him? Because the break-even will be quite high. They do play Tottenham this week at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. So I think if you were looking for a jump-off point on Igor Thiago, now is the perfect time. It's served up to you on a platter. The break-even's getting quite expensive. And
Thiago to Foden.
Yeah, no,
it's written in the stars for people who can do that.
That's ridiculous. Considering I did Thiago to Salah, which is poop.
I did Thiago to Mateus Cunha, who has since that move alone has probably lost me 9 mil. So sweet.
You put here in the thoughts, is Eze a sell? Talk to me, because I sold because of rotation risks. I sold 2 weeks premature.
Feel like he seems like, if you have Eze now, the easiest jump off point to Foden. I think that is a absolute no-brainer trade to me. 31 break even. Has got Villa this week. Has scored well against Villa in the past. If you remember, back end of 2 years ago or something, I think he scored a hat-trick against Villa while playing for Palace. So yeah, definitely has form against Villa. Has Wolves next week, but it just comes down to the fact that Arteta is going to keep rotating this squad. It was interesting to see actually that him and Odegaard playing together. He came on, played left wing in place of Martinelli. That probably doesn't happen when Trossard's back. It's more so going to be Odegaard and Eze rotating. I probably expect Eze to start this weekend with Odegaard off the bench, and 60-minute mark, Eze will come off, Odegaard will come on, something like that. It is like, the benchings are unpredictable, but you sort of get a gist of them. Just seeing what positions people play and whatnot. So yeah, you probably expect something like that. I think Eze probably has to be a sell, to be honest. I just can't trust a guy who's, damn near 14 mil, who won't play 90 every week, or at least won't even, have a chance of playing 90, to be honest.
Yeah, and like, if he's not playing every week, that's fine. But the weeks that he's not playing, you want him to miss entirely. He's coming on he's either not playing 90 when he starts, or he's coming off, or he's coming on for like short cameos when he's benched. So yeah, I would definitely sell. Brighton 3, Aston Villa 4. Jean-Paul Van Hecker 25 points, 2 goals. On Onana 16 points and 2 goals. But most importantly, Ollie Watkins, he's back, ladies and gentlemen. 2 goals for Ollie Watkins, 23 points. Went up 1.5 million this week. He was bottom dollar. He's now like 5.2 million. The only reason I know that is I may have looked at him.
Love to see Ollie Watkins thriving. Thomas Tuchel, take note. Get him in the England squad. He's fine.
Yes, yeah, wheels up. Danny Welbeck was benched for Stefanos Simas, who then went off injured after 24 minutes, and will have scans to determine the severity. Emi Martinez was also a late out after picking up an ankle complaint before the start of the game. That was a weird one.
Interesting.
But yes, Ollie Watkins, he's back. He is definitely the best striker in the league, and absolute must-have. Jean-Paul Van Hecker was really good. Could have had a hat-trick from centre-back. Maxime de Kuyper was still very good at left wing. Minter stays consistent, 10 points for him. Thank you very much. I'll take that. Rogers was good. Lewis Dunk was pretty bad. You have put here. Yes, Maxime de Kuyper was really good, but worth noting, I think you put in the WhatsApp that Matoma is back in training.
Yeah, so hang on, what do they got listed here? There's some press conferences come out last night. I don't believe Hertzler spoke. I'll just quickly check that. But yeah, no, he didn't. Matoma, he's been doubtful, like listed as doubtful for
10 weeks.
The good part of 6 weeks now. Yeah. I think it's hard to not see him come back in after, commencing training last week. He probably makes an appearance this weekend, which is, I put it, if you're in the WhatsApp, I did say after us spending a good 20 minutes last pod chatting up Maxime de Kuyper, do not buy Maxime de Kuyper. I put in the WhatsApp because Matoma is right around the corner. But yeah, it's good for the future prospects of Maxim de Kuyper to see him playing really well as an attacking option. And should Matoma miss any more time, Maxim de Kuyper will probably come straight in, because having a guy in defense who's that attacking, it's absolutely fantasy gold.
Yeah, we did touch on him last week as sort of being only a short-term play. It's probably a little bit more short-term than what you would have liked if you did jump on him last week, but still from the heat maps, you're happy with it. Obviously, you didn't get any points, but you get having a defender taking up those heat maps, you're absolutely keen. It just sucks that they shipped 4 goals, and because he is listed as a defender, you would have got penalised pretty harshly for that. Thoughts? Goodness me. Are we getting Ollie Watkins?
In all caps too. Look, I'm going to be honest. Forward's definitely the point of interest for me this week. I have Matthias Cunha, who has been dreadful when healthy, let alone being when injured. So definitely a guy I was looking to move off. The fixtures for Ollie Watkins are very gross. Let's just be honest. For Villa, Arsenal at Villa Park, then West Ham at London Stadium, Man United at home, into Chelsea at the Bridge, then Arsenal at the Emirates. That just is the grossest next 5 weeks. Only really West Ham the good game. Into Forest and Palace, who have both been pretty good defensive teams as of late as well. I'm going to be honest, I'm just going to have to sit back and admire Ollie Watkins at this rate, because those fixtures really scare me off, him and any Villa player, to be honest. And there's another forward who I'm looking at a lot, which we'll touch on quite soon.
Interesting. Keen to see who it is. It's no from me. Burnley 0, Palace 1. XG was very boring. This game sucked. But Mark Gahey picked up an assist and a clean sheet. Danny Munoz, 1 goal, 1 clean sheet, 24 points.
The bane of my existence, the thorn in my side. Don't captain Danny Munoz. He goes off. Captain him. He doesn't know how to play football.
What a guy. Jordan Henderson, 14 points. And Dean Henderson, 14 points and a clean sheet. Injury and rotation risks, nothing of notes. Mark Gahey, Liverpool starting centre back next year, was absolutely unbelievable. Daniel Munoz had a lovely goal. I love seeing my defender take a shot from inside the 6-yard box.
It's ideal.
Good stuff.
I love my other defender. Well, not my defender, but I love seeing my left centre back put in a long ball from about 30 yards out. That's very good. Yep.
To my fullback, who is inside the 6-yard box. So shout out Oliver Glasner. Maxime Esteve was really good. Then Henderson made some unreal saves. Jefferson Lerma in the big 25 was unbelievable. And Maxime Lacroix was really good again. Yeah, he's been unbelievable. The TikTok superstar. Thoughts by Munoz? That's about it. Yeah. Look, he's getting more expensive every week, and he will come down back in price sometime soon. But Daniel Munoz, we've said all season, is the best defender in the game.
One thing to note for Crystal Palace, as I said before, press conferences are starting very quickly. They've had press conferences come out before the United game even played this morning, so good to see. Glasner noted that he has no fresh concerns, but he also really spoke about the fact that he likes that Palace have the extra day ahead of everyone else to recover, which could assist the prospects of his much used regulars like Munoz, Guehi, Lacroix, all those sorts of guys to continue playing. But whenever they do have a quick turnaround, just keep an eye on Palace, because there is definitely possibilities for restings for them.
I don't reckon Glasner would ever rest. I reckon he'd only rest if they were on a stretcher bed. Like, they're one of the most easiest teams to predict, which is great. Also, my SuperCoach.
Can Glasner just go coach United already, so I don't have to worry about rotations in United's system? Because my God,
moving on. This game was a game. Moving on. Wolves 0. I sent you a photo of Wolves' last 5 days. I haven't scored a goal in the month of November. I was like, their goal of the month is going to be unreal. So another game, no goals. To be fair, I thought they were very unlucky this game not to score. Nottingham Forest 1. Hutchinson 15 points and an assist. Igor scores, just not Thiago. Igor Jesus 13 points and a goal. And Matt Sells 11 points and a clean sheet.
If those three are the top scorers, we're in trouble. Amari Hutchinson, Igor Jesus, and Matt Sells. This game, I don't even know if it was a game at this rate, to be honest with you.
Also, am I just cursed? There was 2 yellow cards in this game for Forest. They only gave away 2 yellow cards all game, and I own 2 Forest players. And both players that I own were the ones that picked up yellow cards. Elliot Anderson with a 3-pointer, and Nikola Milenkovic picked up a yellow card as well.
I thought Anderson's yellow card was a bit undeserved, to be honest, but Milenkovic, I think, was lucky to not get further. It was a bit outrageous.
After being a base stat beast, Elliot Anderson, he's picking up 12, 13 points in games where they concede 2 goals. In a game where he gets 3. Not impressed. This game was a game. This game was a game. Murillo back next week. At it. Wolves suck.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've heard us say that in the pod this year, but Wolves are not very good.
Hashtags start Huang Hee Chan. And that's about it, really.
Free my man Heng Wei Chan. Anyway, I'm not spending time.
There's not much else.
Leeds 3, Chelsea 1. Up the Leeds. Beal 20 points and a goal. Tanaka 14 points and a goal. And Dominic Calvert-Lewin, after I sold him in FPL 3 weeks ago, has returned him back-to-back weeks. 14 points and a goal. Eye test. What a win for Leeds. Dominic Calvert-Lewin was awesome. Now, Okafor was really good off the bench. Jaden Bogle had a really good game. Jamie Butter-Gittins was the only shining light for Chelsea. Esteval was pretty bad. Surprised he didn't get sent off. And Enzo had a really bad game. I saw the highlights. Yeah, it didn't look great.
My God, I'm shocked he didn't get sent off. He had no intention to get in the ball. He attempted to kill Goodmanson. Like he could have got done for attempted murder in some countries, I reckon.
Yep. João Pedro wasn't bad, but he's just really, really annoying. I'm probably gonna have to hold him now. I lost so much money, and now his break even's only 11. I say only.
I reckon you could blame Liam Delap for this. He put in some nice through balls where Delap just either shot it right at the keeper or just completely missed the goal.
Yep. Cole Palmer is back, and we will own him again soon enough. I can't wait for a Bruno, Minte, Palmer, Foden, and that's probably
Rice.
it. Midfield. No, I don't have Rice. I'm not going to buy him. But yeah, Palmer's back soon enough.
And Alex Scott.
And my man, Alex Scott. Can't wait for Cole Palmer to be back because I pumped him up in a draft that I was in. I took him first overall. And it's just been, rough. Oh boy, Liverpool 1.45 XG to 0.41 for Sunderland. Sunderland's continuing to get points. 1-1 at Anfield. Talby 14 points and a goal. Robin Rofes, oh my God! If the second highest score of a game is 8 points, what are we doing? Robin Rofes 8 points and 4 saves, and Enzo Lefebvre 8 points and an assist. That tells you it all.
If Enzo Lefebvre didn't get that assist, the next highest would have been a 7. So there you go.
In the big 25. Wow. Injury and rotation risks. Mohamed Salah benched once again. Did come on for Cody Gakpo at halftime. Florian Wirtz still no goals for Liverpool. Scored, overturned as an own goal. So 006. Not 0016. 0116. I think something like that.
I don't think he's got the assist to me. I don't know if he's got a contribution. I wrote down in confidence that he has no contribution. I'll confirm that, but I might have lied.
0016 is could be crazy.
Yeah, he's got nothing. So
40 million pounds.
0014 for Florian Wirtz in the Prem.
Oh yes, right. Because he picked up something in the
he got benched a couple of times. It just didn't come on.
Yeah, that's right. 0014 is crazy. So Liverpool stink. Salah benched again. Wirtz starting to look good. Like it's a looks good thing, but hasn't really contributed. Enzo Lefebvre was another really good performer. I think we've been saying that for the last couple of weeks. Virgil van Dijk was the shining light of this Liverpool backfield. Did hit DEFCON, which was nice. Robin Rofes has been absolutely unreal for Sunderland this year. Ryan Gravenberch was good. Ryan Ildo was impressive. Shout out Atletico Madrid. And Chiesa's goal saver was unreal. Yeah, off the line.
Mate,
Sunderland should have left this game with 3 points.
When Wilson Isidore went straight through and there was no one between him and the keeper from the halfway line to the keeper's box, I thought Liverpool are going to lose here. And then Federico Chiesa from the absolute clouds, like that's one of the all-time, like we're talking, who's the one that got the this is one for you. Who was the one that got the chase down tackle on Dane Gagai when he was through and took him out? I can't remember.
I don't know. I don't. What?
It might have been like this was a couple of years ago, but anyway, it was like one of the great chase down tackles for soccer. It was one of the all timers.
Was it better than Josh Papali'i chasing down Jamal Fogarty?
No, nothing will beat that.
Yeah, you put here in the notes. Could we possibly look at Florian Wirtz, yet to produce a contribution in the Prem? However, he's getting better every week. I've never ever seen a man be highlighted as a potential buy after 14 games with no goal, no assist.
Mate, I'm interested. Simple enough.
Wait, is this the forward you were talking about before?
Yep. Florian Wirtz. 4 mil for Florian Wirtz. This might be a pedigree thing, but I'm interested. And I'm shocked that he still doesn't have a contribution. But Liverpool's fixtures, right? Hear me out. This is the biggest
shit.
This is the biggest hear me out of the season. Leeds, Brighton, Tottenham, Wolves, Leeds again, Fulham. Florian Wirtz, arguably man of the match in this game. I mean, obviously the goal was never going to stand. It was damn near going to the corner flag, but I'm giving him the goal for moral reasons and for argument's sake. It's mostly just because if I sell Cunha to Florian Wirtz, who's 4 mil, which in all honesty, I don't hate the sound of just off name basis. I could probably afford some guys that I want. So look, please present me an argument to not get Florian Wirtz because I'm interested.
Mohamed Salah's going away. Some minutes will open up.
That's it. I don't think there is a rotation risk for him anymore. The rotation risk for him was Szoboszlai, who's now essentially Mohamed Salah. And when Jeremy Frimpong's back, is he going to play right wing? Really? Like,
that's what Slot was saying. He's like, we bought Frimpong to like cover Salah when he's at AFCON. So,
but he's going to be back like when Salah's halfway through AFCON at this stage, and. Did they even bother? They don't have a right back. Joe Gomez, after having one of the games of his life last week, was pretty pitiful this week. I don't know anymore. I really like Florian Wirtz. It all makes sense why I've put that video in the WhatsApp. If you haven't seen it, please go look at it. It's one of my best.
I think it all makes sense because of your rank, to be honest. But I mean, if you want to buy Florian Wirtz, then by all means.
Anything's better than Matheus Cunha at this rate.
I mean, if it enables other things, I don't hate it. I wouldn't be waking up at 3:00 on a Sunday morning to be like, I can't wait to put Florian Wirtz into my starting 11. But by all means,
I'm an interesting man.
Final game of the round: Manchester United 1, West Ham 1, 1.56 XG, 2.77 for West Ham. Diego Dalot, 17 points with a goal. Magasa, 17 points with the goal. I didn't really realize he was still a thing. And Bruno, 9 points, all in base. Yeah, he's been fine. Bruno,
shout
all
out
in base.
to Jared Bowen, who should have had a goal, but whoever that Man United defender that was that cleared it off the line before the Magasa goal, like literally 2 seconds before, I dislike you.
I don't, because I sold and I was praying I didn't have another Ebridge as a haul after I sold. Yep, nothing of note here. Diego Dalot has been really good as of late. Bruno really good. Wan-Bissaka was also great. Magasa has been decent for West Ham. Matheus Cunha and Brian Mbeumo both non-factors. Ahmed really good at right back. You've put you didn't mention. So in our we were messaging late today, and you were looking at a cheap defender after bringing him back in, but you haven't put him in the watch list, and that is El Hadji.
Yeah, no. After further consideration. He's going AFCON, so sort of.
Yeah, that's why I was like, oh, that's a bold shout.
Sort of negates the idea of El Hadji Malik Diouf 2.0, the resurgence, like a movie scene, the sequel. But yeah, no, don't worry.
All right, that's the games. Let's move into fraud of the week. I've got a couple.
Leave the football before the football leaves you. The football's left them.
Take your pick. It's either Robert Sanchez or Mark Cucurella, both 0 points. Mark Cucurella definitely on the chopping block for me. I am looking at selling him. Attacking returns haven't been there, and so I'm just relying on clean sheets, and I don't love relying on clean sheets from Chelsea. And saying that, they have had 15 goals conceded in 14 games, so over 1 a game. Looking at selling Cucurella.
Yeah, it's understandable. I mean, he's not really getting his forward as much anymore as he was, start of the season. It's sort of more of a James and Gusto right-sided thing. So, yeah, there's definitely merit in the Cucurella sell now, especially with a high break-even. And Chelsea's run is a bit It's not bad, but definitely could be a better option out there. My fraud of the week, I think it's going to be pretty obviously Matheus Cunha. If I had a 5-cent coin for every single time I have been awake for someone getting benched and them outscoring my on-field player, I'd have 3 5-cent coins, which is not a lot, but it's weird that it's happened 3 times.
3 too many.
Yes. So I thought I'd struck gold at 6 a.m. yesterday morning when I had benched Bukayo Saka on the who had been put on the bench by Arteta and started Matheus Cunha, who I thought, oh yeah, he's got West Ham, could do all right. Bukayo Saka then comes on, scores a junk time goal, and outscores Cunha by 10 points. So note to self, just stay asleep.
Sometimes it's the best way. Sometimes it is the best way. All right, what do we got next in the run sheet? Oh yes, let's talk about the SuperCoach talking points heading in to game week 15.
Can't go on like this, can it?
It can.
208 was the top score of the week. Coach of
I think that's the record so far.
By Foden, coached by Jonas. This year it is. Captain Haaland, own Foden, own Munoz, own Van Hecker, own Calafiori. So
I don't think you had a player score under 8.
What a guy.
So that's impressive. Team name is FIFA Foden. You didn't captain Foden. I feel like you missed a trick there. Could have been better.
Crazy. Mini League update. Euro Wizard Bruno, coached by Huss, first in the Mini League, 4th overall, scored a 153 this week. So good little week there for you, Huss. Congratulations. Let's move on to the weekly preview. The players that we are looking at purchasing, the players that we're looking at selling, and what are our thoughts about all of them in terms of whether we like buying them.
We cannot replace him. We cannot.
Oh, fitting Pep has said that about number 1, Phil Foden, the most purchased player of the week at over 15.8% of teams bringing in Phil Foden. 12.24 million, Manchester City taking on Sunderland at the Etihad this week. We've discussed it at length. If you have the money sitting there, then there is no world where I can talk you out of buying Phil Foden. You just need to strap in for the Pep experience because I don't think it's coming, but a benching could just come out of absolutely nowhere.
Yeah, and especially, Champions League returns in a week and a half. If Foden's still in that form, Pep's going to want to play him in the Champions League, and he might have a knockoff game against a pretty easy opponent. And the benching could come. So, yeah, just one to keep in mind. But that is the only knock on Phil Foden. If you have the money and you have an easy route to do it, just do it. Don't even think about it. Simple enough.
Number 2, David Raya, 6.4 million. Again, if there's never a bad week to buy David Raya. It's a bit boring, but it does the job, and at 6.4 million, it's probably the cheapest that you'll ever get him. So, yeah, sure,
do it. Simple enough. Don't see a default.
However, Ben White at 7.07 million on the bubble. We are 14 game weeks into the season, and he's on the bubble. No,
I'm going to be honest. I don't hate it. Simple.
Why? Just because you think it's 90 or nothing?
Yeah, there's that factor. And if he does play, actually, you know what? The more I think about it, no, don't do it. Just because
he's like third in line.
Because the more I think about it, I was thinking the Mascara injury definitely doesn't help. Well, it definitely helps him, but they got Saliba coming back. They're going to want to keep Kincapié there. Calafiori's going to stay left back. Timber's first choice right back. Yeah, don't buy Ben White. I mean, the break-even's cool. That's about it.
Yeah, but you might wait until game week 28 to get the first price rise. Like that's the only concern. Like
look. I think if you're buying Ben White, you want to see Jurriën Timber out for a decent amount of time.
Wow. Yeah, exactly. Oh, my boy, number 4, Yankuba Minte. Finally, everyone's drinking from the Minte Kool-Aid. 10.6 million. He does nothing and puts up 9 points, 10 points a game. So love him. Does play West Ham this week, so could score 80 points.
I'm mad.
Why?
I've been trying to. I've been trying to buy Minte for 6 weeks now. Like in secret, I've been trying to just find a way to get Minte.
So
and I
Rice.
haven't been able to do it. And if Rice is out, I might do it. Because I'd rather have Minte than Foden, which might be outrageous to say, but it's consistency factor. I know Minte's going to play 90 every game. I know he's going to score at least 8 every game.
He's
I have tried more times this morning to sell Bowen to Minte than I have Bowen to Foden. And
obviously, Bowen's got the much higher ceiling, but Minte's got the much better floor. If you're sad about not owning Minte, then you must be sad about number 5 on this list, Mikel Moreno, 9.5.
I'm more upset about Minte than Moreno because I did think Gyökeres was going to affect Moreno, but no. R9 first choice striker at Arsenal now, which is funny considering they brought one of the best 9s in the world over to
from the
help this team from the Portuguese league. But yeah, Mikel Moreno, what a guy.
No,
I don't think he's a buy at 9.5 million. If we can teleport back 3 weeks ago when he was like 4 point something and 5.1, then yeah, sure, he's a fantastic buy. But right now, nah.
You and I are the best podcasters at identifying people a month too early. It was me with Foden.
Why do you think I'm getting Florian Wirtz? I've identified Florian Wirtz as the next guy on the block. I'm trendsetting right now.
I thought I was doing that with Ollie Watkins. You know what, Ollie Watkins? Yeah, I was just 10 weeks too early.
You watch. Florian Wirtz will become the best player in the Prem in 8 weeks' time, and I won't own him.
All right, my buy. Christian Romero, 6.87 million. After we've written off Tottenham defenders, he scored a double. Does have a very, very good break even, but
I mean, if he doesn't score, gets a clean sheet, he scores 0 because he gets a yellow card every week.
Yeah.
I think you can avoid Romero. I do like a lot more defenders around his price range. You're going to make money out of him, but I feel like it's still chasing score.
Yeah, no, I would agree as well. Bukayo Saka, 9.81 million. Control C, Control V of what we said last week. It's never a bad time to buy Bukayo Saka. And I'll tell you what, if I told you that you woke up and you didn't check team fixtures and Saka was benched and you woke up and saw him score, what did he score, like 7-8 points? Hey?
11, he scored.
11, wow, yeah. So, you'll take that all day long. And I'm looking at getting him. I can get him this way. I can get him and Foden. I'm going to do some crazy things that involves buying Alex Scott, which Deadly's not keen on. Or I might.
There's going to be someone better than Alex Scott. I just refuse. A DM for Bournemouth who doesn't even play 90 every week.
I've got 3.6 million to find a midfield. Or I could save myself 2 million to get the next man on the list. Nick Voltemade, 7.26 million, which is probably the route I'm going to go. We've spoken about him at length. We'll be on pens for until this is back. I mean, Gordon is whatever, but yeah, he's nailed at 9 for now, and we spoke about that really good fixture. I think there's not really a world where Howe would just outright bench him. I think they'd make it work with a 2 with Visser. But yeah, keen on Voltemade at 7.2 million.
Yeah. Both saying for Voltemade and Saka, if you want them, get them. I have no qualms on either of them at this stage.
Wonderful. Number 9, SuperCoaches, very, very fickle people. Tijani Reinders, a 5.33 million. I think it's like a -11 break even. What are we thinking? Because for me, it's a don't buy, don't sell.
As a man who has been scarred by Tijani Reinders in the past few weeks, I'm not even considering looking at him. But I can understand why people would go there now. Has had 2 good games with good minutes back to back. He's not going to play 90 every week. He's going to get taken off at points. But as you said before, Rodri coming back quite soon. Nico Gonzalez, the one to probably be rotated out, allows Reinders to, push up a bit forward, get you more attacking. If you haven't been scarred by him, I don't hate it. At 5.3 mil, I don't think you can do much wrong.
I think Reinders offers something that no one else can in that City side, which is the ability to go forward and back. Obviously, Foden doesn't offer the defensive standout either to Shirky. Shirky's much better in that final third.
Foden definitely does if he's getting DEFCON. It must be.
Foden's not sitting in a double pivot for 80 minutes and getting battered. But yeah, like it's probably Nico Gonzalez and Rodri to sort of rotate between that DM and get Foden to play that sort of floating 10 role. with Reinders to play that sort of the box to box. But for me, it's a don't buy, don't sell. Nothing's changed. His role hasn't changed for me to think, oh well, he's now like a must buy. But he's also not bad to sell. So like I think people are just looking at a cheap midfielder that scored points last week and need someone to downgrade to get in Foden. So I don't hate it, but I don't love it. Number 10, Daniel Byrne, 4.66 million.
Yes.
My Champions League GOAT and your king.
Buy. Newcastle's run is awesome. I really like it. Burnley, Sunderland, Chelsea have looked shaky. United, Burnley again. I do really like it. Into Palace, Leeds, Wolves. I do like Newcastle's run. Obviously, the cheapest you'll ever get Dan Burn, besides last week, which he only made 100k. He scored 7 while conceding 2 goals. So that's good enough for me.
Threat from set pieces as well. Good draw, nailed on as well. So yeah, like him a lot. Let's talk about the sells.
TV Claude, I'm going to ask you the same question that I asked.
It's time to go!
Harvey Barnes, 10.17 million. Pretty self-explanatory here. Out of favour. Stopgap. Made his money.
Yep. Sell.
Richie Eze, 13.79 million. We've discussed him as well. We both think he's a sell.
Yeah, sell. To Foden or Minte or whoever else you need. Bruno.
Robert Sanchez, 7.56 million after scoring a 0 against Leeds last week. Obviously, David Raya is about $1 million cheaper. Robert Sanchez is a sell. I don't love spending transfers on keepers, so it's like a luxury transfer for me.
Yeah, it seems a bit that way, but I can understand it if you're going, Sanchez to Raya, saving $1 million, getting the better keeper in the better side. Sure, if you have the trades to make it work, if you have extra trades up your sleeve, go right ahead.
Yeah, this is a week where I wish I had 4 trades because I would do Sanchez to Raya. Mark Cucurella, 8.4 million, did lose 1.2 last weekend, faced with a monster break even. Does take on Bournemouth away. Yeah, I mean, we've spoken about him. Like, if you want to jump off, the role has sort of diminished a little bit. No longer playing as high as he once was. It's now definitely more Malo Gusto and Reece James, the rotation on the right hand side there.
Yeah, it just feels gross though. I feel like Cucurella still has a bit to offer. Hasn't produced an assist or anything like that since game week 7. Supposed to just been relying off clean sheets, and if it's the same case of Sanchez, if you don't believe that they're going to keep clean sheets, then you probably have to sell Cucurella too.
Cucurella to Burn, that's your 4 mil, which is
that'll do you very well in your Foden. Passes.
Moises Caicedo, 5th most sold player, 8.26 million. Again, I think this is people maybe not keeping up to date and seeing that he's
or people playing. Like you.
I bought. What do you mean? I'm contributing to the buy
people
list.
like you who bought last week and now are selling because they want Phil Foden, and I think it's very valid.
I mean, I needed Haaland's points. I had no other way to loop at the time, so I think it was worth it. But yeah, Moises Caicedo, I'm happy to hold, happy to sell. It's very neutral Switzerland answer.
He's gonna lose Queen when he comes back.
But he's a guy that like he'll make it back up. It's not
there is the option to sell, get Foden. Then maybe if one of your mids, I don't know, let's say, for example, someone like a Enzo or something, you have an Enzo, and you can just go to Moises Caicedo for 3 mil cheaper in a few weeks.
Yep. Mohamed Salah, interesting one, 7.39 million. You and I both planted our flag in the ground last week, said it's fine. He's not going to get benched 2 weeks in a row.
Shout out
I just seen after 1,097 games, LeBron James, his 10-point streak is over. Are we seeing
Shan today?
Yeah. He got the game-winning assist. He gave up the shot for the assist. So,
what a guy!
Are we seeing the death of Mohamed Salah as well? Is it just happening in real time?
Yeah, I mean, it's quite sad to see, to be honest.
It is.
Watch him go to AFCON, be the top scorer at AFCON, win player of the tournament at AFCON, come back for Liverpool and be the best player in the Prem. It's written in the stars, to be honest. But for now, sell.
Or he just does nothing. Egypt get bounced out in the group stage, and
then
he has a retirement tour in Saudi.
If that's also the case, then Al Hilal, get ready.
Marcos Senesi, 7.12 million. Again,
I don't get this one.
It seems like
this
people
one's
selling, not knowing that he missed last week deliberately.
Yeah, I mean, this seems like people not keeping up. Hold Senesi. I really like him. I see no real reason to sell if you have him. Fixtures, I mean, you got Chelsea this week. Could probably bench him, but Chelsea just conceded 3 to Leeds, so who knows? Man United, I'd probably start him against them. Burnley, I'd start him. Brentford, probably one you can bench. Like, the draw is a bit but he's got enough to where you can just hold now. That if you held him through last week with his red card, lose 5 yellows, I'd just hold for the rest now.
Yep, agreed. Number 8, João Pedro. I've just got one thing to say to you, my buddy.
Leave the football before the football leaves you. The football's left
I'm
him.
aiming that at Liam Delap.
Mate, there's a reason why this guy scored 5 goals at Brighton outside of penalties last year. Absolute. I don't know why I bought him. Absolute fraud. But I can't sell. He's 6.8 million. He's lost Motzes. His break even is only 11. Last week was the time to sell if you were going to sell, and it was like a 25 break even. I think this is just a Rinder situation from last week where like you just hold him. If he gets a return, you ride the gravy train for 2 weeks, and then you sell him.
Yeah, he seems like what I'm going to do with Cunha or Bowen at this stage. Just pray that something happens and then jump ship then. But if you can find someone who you like to where it facilitates your cash, or you're going to like a Saka or something, if you can go João Pedro to Saka, I'd do that in a heartbeat. Like stuff like that. He's definitely not a season hold at this stage, but just pray something happens if you have him.
That's what I'm wondering about. Like, do I give Mohamed Salah another chance against Leeds and sell Pedro, or do I hold Pedro and sell Saka and sell Salah? That's what I'm looking at. But it's very funny that we do look at number 6 most purchased player, Christian Romero, centre back for Tottenham, and see the 9th most sold player, centre back from Tottenham, Mickey van der Ven, which probably tells you everything we think. It probably tells you everything we think about the Romero purchase.
It tells you everything you need to know about Tottenham. Just full stop. Very, very dysfunctional team, to be honest with you. They can't trust any of them. Sell Van der Ven, I reckon. Pretty
JP Mateta, 9.3 million, Fulham away from home. We talk about streaky players with Foden. I would argue that Mateta's even streakier. If it gets going, it gets going. But for me, it's probably at 9.3. You can get Saka. That's probably where I'd go.
Also benched like the first time this season, quite early. I'd probably sell him, to be honest.
Agreed. Let's move into captaincy.
This was the no-brainer. This was the banker. This was the one that couldn't fail. This was one that's never failed.
All right. It's captaincy chat this week. Top 3 options. Haaland at home against Sunderland. Foden at home against Sunderland. Bruno away against Wolves. I'd captain Tom Heaven against Wolves. I'd captain the remnants of Harry Maguire against Wolves. Wolves are not very good. But yeah, Haaland is obviously the standout. It's very boring this year. But let's have a bit of a punt with some VCs, mate. It's good to see my boy Yukubu Minter in there. You've all at home against West Ham. You've also got Saka away against Aston Villa, and you've got Nick Voltemade at home against Burnley.
Some punts, but good matchups.
Some good punts for the inevitable Haaland captain. Let's talk about our moves and strategy, because we've sort of alluded to them a little bit this week. You're more in head noise than me, my friend. So
I've got no clue, to be honest with you. Just simply enough, I'm shook.
You're fading Foden.
At this stage, to be honest, after looking at absolutely everything I could do, I've realized I am so completely fucked that I'm just not going to trade this week and just pray something happens and just something finds it, clicks, because I don't like with the amount of trades I have now. I'm at about 24. I feel like I'm getting a bit low to what I'd like to be. At the point I'm at now, it's more so trading just to try and feel something and just trading just to find a guy that might break out. Very interested in Florian Wirtz still, but I'll give Cunha Wolves. If he doesn't do anything against Wolves, then Florian Wirtz is probably going to be coming into my side next week. So no trades for me this week. Alisson in goal, obviously. I mentioned on the pod last week, actually, funnily enough, that I haven't really needed to use Mamardashvili's money. I've had to look at trades, including getting enough keeper to try and use Mamardashvili's money this week, just because of that's how far in the dumps I am. But yeah, Alisson in goal. Daddy Munoz, obviously locked in start. No matter who he's playing, he's got Fulham. Right now running a 3-4-2. Don't know how I feel about it because there definitely could be some 3-4-3. Sorry, could be some benchings. Starting Saliba, feel like he's back this week against Villa. I do trust Arsenal against Villa. Starting Dan Burn against Burnley as well. Benching Kukurea and Milinkovic right now. Milinkovic probably next in line against Everton. They're sort of just if any benchings happen or anything like that, those will be the guys to come in just as a bit of a safety net. Midfielders, Rice is currently on my field at the minute, but I feel like he probably misses out. Bruno 100% starting. Enzo starting. Szoboszlai, he's still fine. Benching Jared Bowen because I just can't trust that fraud of a man. And then starting all three forwards in Haaland, Saka, and Cunha. And if Cunha doesn't provide against Wolves, then we're going to have serious issues. Captain Haaland, VC on Saka.
Yeah, so for me, looking at getting in Foden, I've got either Elliot Anderson, who is now 9.7 million after I bought him for about 6.5 a couple of weeks ago. I've obviously got Moises Caicedo, who I just brought in. What'd you say? I'm
so scared to death ride Foden. I'm so nervous.
Yeah, so I've got some ways. I mean, I've got Marc Cucurella, who's sitting there at 8.4. We've discussed going down to Dan Burn to give me 4 billion, which would allow me to go Cucurella up to Foden and keep Elliot Anderson or whatnot. I found a way to get sort of Foden and Saka, but it would mean having a guy like Alex Scott at 3.6 million.
Be a better. I'm going to have a look at a better option. There's got to be someone.
I think there's Pascal Stroke is like an option as well. But like I'm playing with options. I'm finding it hard not to have Foden. I can do it in 2 moves, or I can use a boost and get rid of Salah and get in Voltemade.
Oh my god! You go back at TK's min price.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I could get Florian Wirtz.
What about now? This is a name that we haven't brought up all season, to be honest. But what are your thoughts on Bernardo Silva at 4 mil?
No, thank you. I'd rather buy Rodri and hope he comes back.
John Arias, 3.8.
Oh yeah, our guy. I can't afford 3.8.
I can't believe that you sent me. Josh sent me his trades this morning, and he sends me Sven Botman coming into his team, and if you were next to me in real life, I would have laughed in your face.
I mean, it's a cheap NPR. So
I can't believe it. No, there is no one, to be honest. It's cheap and good.
I think I am going to have to forego Saka because it does mean I have to buy like Alex Scott, which like it's not great. He's a starting defensive midfielder for Bournemouth who's playing 70 minutes a game. It's not ideal, which means I probably have to forego Saka for now and then get in like a Voltemade. But I'm definitely looking at Foden through either Elliot Anderson or Moises Caicedo. Bit of a bad trade last week, but I bought in Caicedo to get Haaland double captain and Ryan off the bench. So
I've got a good one for you.
Oh, here we go.
How about not wrong, just early, Hwang Hee-chan, 3.5 mil.
Yeah. Will be the trendsetters.
Actually, here's a decent one. Gabriel Martinelli's min price.
Yeah, it's just so much.
It's the Trossard rotation's gross.
Madueke can play on the left as well. It's like...
But there is no risk in taking a guy that is min price.
No, there's not. I'll have a think and I'll update the WhatsApp with my trades probably tonight or tomorrow morning when we get a little bit more word. But yeah, Foden most likely coming in, probably the expense of Anderson or Caicedo, and then looking at maybe Voltemade and Dan Burn. We'll work out how, but we'll keep those trades updated in the WhatsApp. But it's been a very, very fast turnaround. Game week 15, it feels like only a week ago that we recorded game week 13, which it was. We recorded last Thursday night, and it's now Friday. So we've done 3 game week episodes in 8 days. So it's thick and fast. Thankfully, I believe next week we get a bit of a respite. I think there's no midweek next week.
Nothing till next Sunday after this week finishes on the Tuesday. So probably record Thursday, Friday again.
Absolutely.
Very good.
All right. Well, you've been listening to Talking Tactics, your one-stop shop for all things EPL SuperCoach. I've been the SC Whisperer, coach of Charlie XGX, Joe Deadly, coach of Stephen Pinars. We will see you next week. Have a good one. Stay safe. Have fun.